What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and the Phoenix Suns have had an up and down start to their season, and I've been able to catch a few of their games, so here are some things that caught my eye when I was watching them, so let's get to it. Let's begin with offense. The Suns run may be the best early offense action in the NBA, where Tyson Chandler comes up looking as if he's going to set a ball screen, but then he dives toward the basket, the ball handler drives baseline, and they hook up on the alley-oop. This is very tough to defend because the defense isn't set, so there are no weak side defenders ready to help. The Mavericks ran this with Chandler all the time last year to great success, so it's nice to see Hornacek adopt this very effective play. And this time, the defense will collapse on Chandler diving to the basket, freeing up the kickout pass to Jon Leuer. And while of course this play is most effective with Chandler diving to the basket, it can also be run with Morris here popping out for a jumper, and they get an open three. Now let's move on to set plays, and this next play is a play they run all the time, but I can't stand how they run it. It starts with a UCLA cut, but they never look for that pass, which could result in a layup. Then, screen-to-screener action will occur as Bledsoe will set a cross screen, then receive a down screen, and here it works pretty well as he gets an open jumper. They often run this play very slow, and I don't like their secondary option. If Bledsoe doesn't have a shot, he'll enter the post, but they don't have a great post player, and here Morris turns it over. Again, basic screen-to-screener action which results in a Jon Leuer post-up is not scaring anybody. Watch Westbrook. The Suns have been running the same play for years, everyone knows what's happening, and Westbrook can just sit on that down screen and completely blow up the play. They run this play with no sense of urgency, and this clip is a great example of that. And this made me cringe. They ran a variation of this play where they had Knight at the high post, and he'll set the UCLA screen, usually the center will set that screen, then Knight will pop out, and the variation is he'll set a down screen for Tyson Chandler to shoot a mid-range jumper. Pace and space, baby! But I don't hate this because look at the clock. It's the Suns' first possession of the game, they just want to get Chandler a touch, throw him a bone, so maybe he'll play harder on defense. That seems to be the only plausible explanation. Now this screen-to-screener set is much more precise and fluid. Morris will have an option right away to use a cross screen or a down screen, and here he uses the down screen and gets an open three. If Morris uses the cross screen, then the screen-to-screener action would occur with the guard using the down screen, but here again Morris uses the down screen. Now this is a good variation, folks. Chandler and Morris will switch bots, so Chandler will have the option of using the cross screen or the down screen, but thank goodness Chandler will pretty much never use the down screen here. He'll use the cross screen, allowing Bledsoe to use the down screen. Now the good stuff happens here, where Bledsoe will use the down screen and then turn right around and set a screen on Griffin, Morris's man, allowing Morris to pop out and shoot an open three. Nice. The Suns also have a couple nice package plays for their young scoring wings off the bench, TJ Warren and Devin Booker, and here's one where Warren will curl off a double screen and Booker will follow him using the same double screen, and this time Warren can score right off the curl. This time when Warren comes off the double screen, he doesn't have an immediate curl, so he sets a ball screen and then pops out for an open jumper. And this play has Warren and Booker receiving simultaneous pin downs on both sides of the court, and Warren gets the ball here and scores. I like this late game sideline out of bounds play. They'll get it to Tucker on the low block and have a back screen option. Here they don't get the back screen, but then the inbounder Knight gets a flare screen from Chandler, and it gets Knight a decent look at three. So one thing Chandler loves to do is swat offensive rebounds out, and I don't know how to feel about this. On one hand, it can result in another possession for the offense, but on the other hand, you have to wonder, can he just grab the ball? Because sometimes when he hits it out, the other team gets it, often resulting in a transition opportunity. Maybe TJ Warren's best skill is his ability to cut to the basket. He has such a great feel for knowing when the defense isn't paying much attention to him, and then he'll cut backdoor, and he gets lots of open layups and dunks off of this. A really nice skill for wing players. Brandon Knight is having a pretty nice season for the Phoenix Suns, but man, is his passing horrendous. His feel for passing and finding teammates, particularly out of the pick and roll, is dismal. He's averaging over 3 turnovers a game, and it's just tough to watch sometimes. One problem he has is jumping and then making a decision or changing his decision mid-flight, and this just results in many unforced turnovers. Another issue he has is that he'll telegraph his passes or make his passes a split second too late, and this results in turnovers, and here, a backdoor cut may be open, but he waits a split second too long and it's a turnover. Now, let's move on to defense. One thing the Suns do pretty well is hedge the pick and roll when the screener can shoot. So here the on-ball defender goes under the screen and the screener's man will hedge, and this time they force Westbrook into a difficult shot. This is a great way to defend the pick and pop, and this time Durant will set the screen and not pop but roll to the basket, and a great job by the Suns to rotate over a third defender to contest the miss. One thing the Suns guards struggle with a bit is that they help one pass away on the perimeter too often. So here Bledsoe helps one pass away off Chris Paul, which is okay because Paul is standing near half court, but when they recover, 2 players go to Paul, leaving Redick wide open. This time, Bledsoe will help one pass away off LaVine, who doesn't take the 3, but he attacks the poor closeout. And this time it's Knight who'll help one pass away off a shooter. While I don't like Brandon Knight's passing, I really like his defense, and here he's defending the ball and he'll stay in front of Lillard, showing off his lateral quickness, and he forces the tough shot. He's very active on defense, and here he stays right with Austin Rivers and deflects the pass. But it's his off-ball defense that caught my eye, and here he'll anticipate the pass to the rollman and get the steal. He gets another steal here when he helps the helper, dropping low to take away the dump-off pass. He's outstanding at rotating on defense, and here watch how he'll bump DeAndre Jordan, taking away the lob. He positions himself well with a foot in the paint to then rotate over to block Adams. You can see his terrific anticipation here as he sees the skip pass coming and then rotates over to get the steal. He'll take some plays off, but for the most part his effort is fantastic, and here he harasses Pierce into a miss. He won't allow himself to be backdoor cut here, getting the steal. He's all over the place, but that can be a negative sometimes, and here he gambles for the steal, leaving his man Crawford open. Moving on, I've noticed for years how good PJ Tucker is at rotating on defense, and here he steps up, forcing the pass out. This time he'll rotate nicely, forcing an in-close miss. And on this occasion, he'll prevent the dump-off pass and then recover to his man with a nice closeout. This is very minor, but one thing Ronnie Price has a knack for is anticipating the pocket pass on the pick and roll and then getting the steal. Usually the on-ball defender would simply pressure the ball handler, but this is a clever tactic that can be effective. And here you can see how aggressive Price is defending the ball screens, and here he gets the steal and outlets it nicely. One thing TJ Warren struggles with is his off-ball defense. Here you see he comes way too high defending with his man in the corner, and that gives up the backdoor and he has to foul. And this time he'll leave his man Pierce in the corner trying to rotate when Len was already in good position, and that gives up the corner 3. Well, there you have it guys, those are my observations. I do think the Suns can make a push for the 8th seed this year, so I guess only time will tell to see if they can gel as a unit. Well, thanks for watching, and see you next time.